All right, yesterday in class we talked about how to solve a system of equations, meaning solve for x and y, when you have two linear equations. We talked about how to do that by creating a graph, and where the lines cross, where they intersect, that's your solution. That is only one way to solve a system of equations. There's actually three ways that we're going to talk about. So right now I'm going to talk to you about how to solve a system of equations by substitution. And so this is actually my favorite method, where whenever I'm solving a system, this is my go-to method. This is the way that I always do it. So here's how this works. So we have the system here. We have y equals 2x, and we have y equals x plus 5. We are going to substitute one in for the other to help us figure out the answer. So here is this, and I don't want you to start looking at all of it. I want you just to follow along with me while I talk about it, or else it's going to get really confusing for you, okay? All right. I can replace y, which is the same thing as 2x, over here. So I can have 2x equals 5. Or I can do it the other way. I can say, well, y is the same thing as x plus 5, so I can replace it with this y right here. So that's what I'm going to go with, okay? I am going to move this x plus 5 so that it is right here, and I'm going to do away with this y. So I'm going to replace x plus 5 with y. The reason I'm doing that is because if I have two variables, like if I have y equals x plus 5, there's nothing else I can do with that. I have no clue what x and y are because there's an infinite number of possibilities. However, knowing that this is a system that these two go together, I can use the fact that y is also equal to 2x to help me solve both of these equations. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the fact that I have two of them to help me. So again, I'm going to replace this y with x plus 5. So when I do that, it looks like this. I've got x plus 5 equals 2x. So now I'm going to go through the process of simplifying so that I can solve the equation. So I'm going to start off by subtracting x. So again, we have our two sides, right? So I'm going to subtract x here so they cancel out, and then I subtract x over here. Remember, this is like 1x. So 2x minus 1x leaves me with 1x here, which is just x. And then, of course, I bring down my 5. So my answer here is 5 is equal to x, which is the same thing as x is equal to 5. Now, knowing that x is equal to 5, I can go back and I can plug that in either one of these. It doesn't matter which one I use. But if x is equal to 5, I replace that x with 5, so y is equal to 5 plus 5, which is 10. Or you can say it's equal to 2, because this is times 2 times 5, which is 10. Either way you look at it, y is equal to 10. But remember, our solution to a system is written like a coordinate. So this is how we write our solution. So the solution to this system right here is 5, 10. X is 5, y is 10. All right, let me give you another example. And remember, you can pause these videos at any time. If I'm going too fast and you need to work through something, go ahead and pause it, and then you can work through the problem and play it again so that you can kind of catch up. So just remember that. All right, so now I have this other system. I have 2x plus y is equal to 5, and also I have y is equal to x minus 4. Again, they both go together. I'm using both of them together to help me solve this. So what I'm going to do, and again, stay with me, don't read all this and get ahead. I am going to replace this y right here with all of this. Since y is equal to x minus 4, I'm going to get rid of this y right here, and I'm going to replace it with x minus 4. When I do that, I want to put parentheses around it, and it's not so much a big deal in this particular example, but there are going to be examples where you're going to have to distribute, so it's just a good habit to always put it in around parentheses, okay? So now I'm going to come over here so you can see here, right here in this yellow part right here, this is where I subbed in. This was 2x plus y, but I've replaced the y with x minus 4. The y is not there anymore. If the y was still there, then I couldn't solve anything, because remember, we only want one variable in here so we can solve it. All right, so like I said, this positive, when I distribute it, it doesn't change anything, so I can go ahead and do away with the parentheses. So this ends up being 2x plus x minus 4 equals 5. Well, 2x plus 1x right here is equal to 3x, And then I have my minus 4, and that's equal to 5. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So when I do that, this side ends up being 9. So I have 3x equals 9. And I divide both sides by 3, giving me x is equal to 3. So since x is equal to 3, I'm going to go back and replace this with 3 over here. I know that 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So that means that y is equal to negative 1. And again, we want to write our answer as a coordinate. So the solution is 3, negative 1. All right, let me give you one more example. Let's say we have, erase all that part first. All right, so let's say we have x plus 4y equals 6, and we have x plus y equals 3. We want to fix this because I can't use either one of them the way that they are now. It either needs to be x equals or it needs to be y equals. I'm going to go ahead and go with the y equals, and what I mean by that is I'm going to rewrite this. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides here. So that way I have y is equal to 3 minus x. Because now that I have this, I can replace this y right here with 3 minus x. Okay? Again, you could have made it x equals 3 minus y. You just would have been replacing the x with 3 minus y. This was just a preference or what I just chose to do. It doesn't matter which way you go with, okay? All right, so going back to the problem. So I am replacing y with 3 minus x. So you can see right here where I have I've rewrote it right here. That's what we have right here. And I am replacing it with this y right here. This is a perfect example of why you need to have the parentheses around here, because I end up having to distribute this 4 to everything that is on the inside. This doesn't just become 43, or we're not just multiplying the 4 and the 3. We can't forget about the rest of the stuff that's in the parentheses, okay? So I'm going to go through, simplify the expression or the equation. The x plus 4 times 3 is positive 12. Then I have 4 times negative x, which is negative 4x. And then, of course, it's all equal to 6. Well, 1x minus 4x, remember the sign that's before the number goes with the number. 1x minus 4x is equal to negative 3x. And then I have my plus 12 here, which is equal to 6. I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides, giving me negative 3x equals negative 6. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3, so x is equal to 2. So since x is equal to 2, I can go back and plug it in. And again, it doesn't really matter which one you plug it in, but I'm just going to plug it into this one. X is equal to 2. So 2 plus 1, that means y has to be 1 because the two of them together equal 3. So the solution is 2, 1. X is 2, y is 1.